Now in this video, we're going to add a feature whereby as we scroll down, we're going to load more posts as we scroll. So let's do that. Now we can simply close this item. Let's open our home blade. In here, actually work on this later, but for now, let's go back to our backend. In here, in our home, let's just add a few variables. Here say public, here can load more. This is going to be a boolean. Copy this twice. So it's going to be per page something like increment. Let's say 5 is equals to 5. You can say per page 10. So when we first load our page, we're gonna have 10 posts, and then as we scroll down, we're gonna add 5 more posts, which is great. But after adding that, we can now simply add 2 more methods. For now, let's just after this on, let's add function. This one, load more. It's not going to return anything. If this can load more is false, we're simply going to return no, because we can't load any more posts. They're done. But if that's not the case, down here, we're going to continue with our page. Here, we're going to say it's going to be this per page. Here we can just do something like plus equals to this per page increments. Alright, and then down here we're going to now load our posts. Let's say this load posts. So now right now we don't have this function yet, so now let's go ahead and create it. Function to load posts. So here we can say function load posts. Alright, this will be this posts is equals to post model. You can say with comments dot replies. You're gonna get the latest post. Right, and then down here you want to say take, this is going to take this per page. You just do get, and then here you can see we're incrementing this, which is this. So in the beginning the number might be 10, then becomes 15, 20. If you already loaded 10 posts, then now you're loading 15, so that's going to load 5 more posts and add them to the 10 posts to make 15. That's how that works. Here this can load more is equals to, you'll first check the count of this posts. If the count of these posts, actually let's just put this in another bracket. This is greater than or equal to this per page. Yes, actually this one we can simply remove the bracket and add them both inside this bracket. Now, one last thing before you get out of this backend home component, in here, instead of doing this, we can simply say this load posts, because we have to actually call this function somewhere in the beginning, like that. All right, now after doing that, let's go back to our home, now blade. All right, in here, in the main header file, let's do a little bit of Alpine here, add X data, like that. In here, let's say can load more. Let's make this an entangle. Same one can load more. Alright, this just helps us link, or rather have a synchronized kind of updates with Alpine and PHP. Alright, so after doing that, now we're going to detect the scroll. Here inside this same attribute for the main div element, here let's add at scroll dot window. On the window level, we want to throttle this. Alright, so in here we're gonna do a little bit of some JavaScript. Alright, so here let's say scroll top is equals to window dot scroll y or window dot scroll top. We're gonna get the scroll position of the current window. Here let's say div height will be equals to window dot inner height, and also document dot document element here client height. I'm not sure if you don't want to type all this, you can just copy the code and just watch to the video. Now let's get the scroll height. Here document dot document element, and now I'm gonna get the scroll height. Right, here I'm gonna have a variable called is scrolled is equals to, let's get the scroll top, this one, plus div height, this one, is greater than or equal to the scroll height minus 1. This just helps us to, minus 1 is just like, if the scroll position hits the bottom or at 99%, semicolon there. Here I'm going to check one more thing first of all. If is scrolled and can load more, this one is true. Here the semicolon. Then we're just simply going to say this load more. This is the power of Livewire. It helps us access our backend components and functions easily. So this, it will just simply call this function right here, load more. Perfect. So now let me explain this one more time. This, it just determines if the user is scrolling down and then hit the bottom of the page, and then I'm gonna call this one load more. So just to test it, let's go back. And here, let me just add this dd saying here. All right, and now let's just refresh the page. And then here, hopefully there's no error. So watch this as I scroll to the bottom like that. You see here, awesome, there's no error, which means when we hit the bottom of the page, this function is being called from our home right here, which is perfect. And then here, if you scroll down, here you notice that we're getting 10 posts. So let's just remove this take. I forgot about this, very important. And then just to test the whole system now, comment that out. And now let's refresh the page again. All right, awesome. Now you can see we only have a few posts. So watch this one, this scroll bar on the right as I scroll down. Let's notice it's gonna add more posts down like that. Awesome, you see more posts have been loaded and the scroll bar is now increased. If I go down again, you see it's working perfectly. Now we have finally achieved our objective of adding more posts as we scroll, which is going to be user-friendly and browser efficient. So that's it for this video. I'll see you in the next one.